Zach, you readjusting to put your leg like under your chair? Like, are
I'm
you doing
like
like the?
readjusting my lumbar support because it.
Okay, all right.
And yeah, there's a pillow.
No,
Yeah, I have a pillow. I'm also resting on a pillow. Do you want to show me your pillow? I'll show you mine if you show me
Okay.
yours.
should I show you mine? If you show me yours.
Yes. Do we have the same one?
My pillow has big holes. You see the size of the holes on this pillow? Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Hans Turn coming back to you guys with another Handhelds United Speedcast. Today we're going to talk about the Xbox Ally and the pricing and all that good stuff. But before we get started, everybody, why don't you all introduce yourselves? Start with my right over here and work the way down.
What up, players and playettes? I'm Cliff.
Hey, I'm Nelly.
I'm Jeeve, as you guys know.
We finally got some pricing on these two devices. We're talking $599 for the Z2A Xbox Ally, and then $999 for the Xbox Ally X. And I've already heard some news of scalpers trying to sell these things for like $2,000 before they even have them. So
As they do.
Yep. Getting wild out there, guys. So what do we think? Are we gonna buy? Anybody buying this thing, or should anybody buy this thing? Are we really gonna have to worry about scalpers here in a month? What are your thoughts? Start with you, Clef.
Well, okay, there's a lot of to unpack. Scalpers, are we gonna, I mean, in Canada, for all intents and purposes, what I'm seeing based off of the availability on Best Buy and how soon I get it if I pre-order one, I don't think, at least in Canada, it will have to worry with scalpers. And I would think for the broader market that we probably won't. Like, people scalping doesn't mean that there's going to be people buying. And the reality is, unlike a Switch 2 or Switch 1, where you're closed to like a very tight ecosystem, if you're not getting that, you can just turn around and there's going to be a truckload of options that are probably going to cost you less, and it's going to get you 90% of the way there. So, if you're a scalper thinking of making a buck with this thing, I think you're going to regret your choices. That being said, we'll see. When it comes to the prices, look, we talked about it many episodes before, and I was speculating around those prices, and people were saying, "No, you're crazy," but I wasn't. That said, I kind of wish they went with the $899, and I think Microsoft and ASUS pulling the rumored prices from Best Buy was because they wanted to readjust and reanalyze, and that's what we're having, that $999. Do I think it is a good price? In many ways, yes, because in comparison to what the market has to offer, be it boutiques or Legion Go, it is still it appears more appealing, compelling from a price point and what you're getting for it. But I still think it's a little too expensive, which is going to prevent a lot of people from just going right straight into impulse purchases. I don't expect they're going to move a truckload of unit before the end of the year, but ASUS has proven with the Ally and Ally X to be able to work on longevity. So I think it'll do good for them down the road, but I just think it's not going to be like completely out the doors explosion and, oh my God, I need one, I can't get one, like there's no stock. I don't think it's going to be that kind of situation unless it is synthetically created. I said it.
The conspiracy, put the tinfoil hats on. Right up top. Yeah. No, but I pretty much agree. You pretty much stole the thoughts right out of my brain. I don't, at least down in the US, I don't see it being like a huge scalping situation. I think there's going to be stock of both models. Hopefully, maybe in a few months, we'll see kind of a price readjustment down to that rumored price. I could see it getting down there maybe like 3, 4, 5 months after launch. And I think around $899, a little bit, $900 after tax, that's a decent price for it. I'm actually not too upset about things now that I've had some time to really think about it. I think it's okay there. Not great, but again, consider what we have as other options. It's pretty good bang up for the money.
Yeah, I don't mind the price at all. Honestly, it's like $100 more than what the Xbox Ally X cost me, and I'm getting a way better chip on it and more comfort. So for me, I picked one up with a pre-order. I was not even a second thought for me. As soon as I saw that it went live, I just picked it up. And it's a lot to do with the community too, because I know a lot of my community from the channel wants to see me attach it to an eGPU and get that support
Mhm.
and understand how that's going to work together and be able to ask me those questions and get help from somebody that's actually going to respond to them. So for me, like I almost have to pick one of these up just to have that Z2 extreme device before all these other ones have come out, because really this is our first release. I don't have any pre-order options for the MSI Claw A8. There's no pre-order yet for the Legion Go 2. We don't even know really where those prices sit, but we know that this is kind of the flag. Well, we do know where the Legion Go 2 prices sit, but not for Canada. I don't really know exactly what that currency exchange price is going to be yet. So from the US standpoint, you do know, but from Canada, I don't really know exactly what that's going to look like. But I think, Boxing Day, we might see $100 off, something like that around Boxing Day, just to, push some extra sales after the holidays for this device. But I don't see the Z2 device selling well. I said that at the beginning when we talked about the prices and how we felt about these devices when they were revealed in a couple episodes back, and I still feel the same way that the Z2 is not going to do very well.
No
I,
way.
I just want to pick your brain here because when you say Z2, are you talking like the broader spectrum Z2E, Z2A, Z2?
Oh, sorry. No, I just mean like the 599 Xbox Ally.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're using like A now to kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
try to clear the confusion, but we're all still getting confused.
It
Yeah,
is
I mean,
very confusing now. And people think that, oh wow, it's a great price. It's the better unit, but it's not. It's
No, it's
like
not.
it's deceiving a little bit, especially if somebody isn't educated in the market, like they'll pick that up and be like, oh, this is great, but like it's not really that great for the price.
And actually, to add on that for our viewers, what you need to consider, and I think one area where that deceives even better for people coming from the Xbox ecosystem, you think of the Xbox Series S and an Xbox Series X, and you know that you're going to be able to play the same games just at a different quality. But when we're talking about Z2A and Z2E, so the 599 SKU and 999 SKU, there definitely may be instances where you're literally not going to be able to play some games on the lower SKU. So you want to take that into consideration if you're going into this thinking, oh, it's going to be like the S and X. I don't care for
Yes.
4K. I don't care for higher resolution as long as it can play the games. In most cases, but not every cases. So important to keep in mind.
Well, and some retailers may not take that back. Like truly take that back. I know Best Buy will take that back, but we know that, we talked about it, some of the retailers that are coming. It's like Walmart. Walmart will probably take it back. EB Games, I don't think that they'll take that back, or it might be like an in-store credit, or are they going to sell like an open box version? What does that look like?
That's a good
Because
question.
these retailers have never, had exposure to these PC handhelds. Do they know how to reset them? Like, what does that look
Oh,
like?
that's a great point. And by the way,
Right?
EB Games is GameStop for you
Yeah,
Americans.
yeah.
EB Games is for us Canadians. Same thing, but different name.
Electronic boutique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's all right. We'll just get it on Amazon or something as well, and they'll take anything back, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You go to buy a used one and a portal shows up and you're like, what?
What is this?
Like in the box. And they're like, no, that's the same thing, right? And you're like,
Mhm.
no. Who inspected this box?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, these are all really good points, and we've noticed some accessories have come out, at least been announced, whatever, in relation to the devices. So we got this is an Xbox case. Gotta love that marketing. But we got a 2-in-1 case. On the surface, it seems kind of cool. Like it's got that extra little baggie for like your charger or whatever. Although it seems like Velcro, and if you're gonna use that, it's gonna be worn down in about 10 weeks.
It's a hand purse. That's what it is.
Yeah, there you
Your
go.
case.
The Xbox. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. We'll just put this as an Xbox case on just like every purse, and then we can add like probably like 30-40% off the top to it. Yeah, I mean that thing's I think $60-$70. I mean that's not terrible, but hopefully we'll see something else coming out soon. I know the kill switch is announced. I haven't seen any pricing on it. I don't know if any of you have.
No, you can put
I
your
haven't.
email address for like notifications, but I tried putting my email address multiple times today. It was like invalid email. I'm like, is Dbrand trolling me? Because you just never know, right? Like,
Fair.
are they just trying to
That's
make me put as many different email addresses as I possibly can? And meanwhile, they're documenting every email address because that's something they would do. And so
it
right
is.
now, I don't know if I'm notified or going to be notified or not. Like, Dbrand,
Nice.
you got me, I'm sure.
Which, and then I don't know, like with the new, Xboxy grips or not, but like you you would think that some of these like universal, like the JSOs or any of these like Pelican type cases with the peel and pluck foam should all at least be able to hold this thing too.
It should,
So
but to your point, I think now more than ever, especially because this is a first in the handheld PC market, you probably want to wait for reviewers to talk about their cases and their experience.
Mm.
And I understand like wanting to equip your shiny new device right off the bat. If anything, get a screen protector because it's the exact same thing as the ROG Ally and Ally X. So it's going to be very easy to source. But for your cases, your TPU shells and all kind of things, I would recommend people wait. And to your point, also those first party accessories, they're quite pricey for a good reason, right? They're always designed to bring margin of profit. Whereas with the third party market, you're probably going to have something that is going to do just as good a job for literally half the price. But obviously, you want something that's good. So I would recommend for people to wait at least a month. Clearly these companies, they know there's so much competition in the accessory business these past couple of years. It's not going to take long. You're going to have a truckload of accessories, and Asus have established themselves well enough that manufacturers, they're not going to wait. They're going to jump on it as fast as they can. So to your point,
They will.
JSO,
yeah,
and a bunch of other companies that they're going to have something real quick. I would hold.
yeah. It's funny you say that because like the OG Ally, like when that thing, well, first it was hard to find stuff at first, but I mean, yeah, thank God it's just the same screen getting well, for better for worse, it's the same screen getting rehashed here. But I mean, obviously you're gonna have screen protectors out the wazoo to find for this thing, which is obviously, like you said, the most important thing. But I probably could have bought like a OG Switch, maybe a Switch Lite, with how much I've spent on accessories for my OG Ally. Like
Oh my
it's just
god.
nuts. So yeah, I like that idea of just hey, just wait for something like that. Like, go
You
maybe,
know,
a backpack, whatever that you
well,
maybe have to throw it in.
and
Maybe some
they're not.
stick locks. I mean, these things that are already available until all
And
this.
there's a brand that we should all be familiar with, and this is not sponsored. It just crossed my mind. Handheld DIY. Their case is like slightly larger,
Oh.
so I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised if that actually fits day one. Because like if you look at the shape of the Xbox Ally X and the shape of the regular Ally, really that part is kind of trimmed down. So it seems to be almost. I haven't looked at measurements, but I think it wouldn't be far-fetched to think that the Xbox Ally X might fit in some ROG Ally X cases even. So, we'll see. But
Even PS Portal, like even the PS Portal cases. I'm
yep,
gonna try. I have like a sealed one, like full
that's a
on.
great
I
point.
bet you
Yeah.
it's gonna fit.
Mm.
Yep.
Good points. Good points. Well, moving on from that one, we also have. I mean, I might be leading the dog here, but some SD cards that micro SD cards that I think are overpriced. We're talking $70 for a 512,
Jeez.
$150 for a 1 TB, and $300 for a 2 TB micro SD card. Like, I mean, again, OG Ally, so haven't really been in the micro SD card game for a while. But I mean, does this fit in the market at these prices, or like, is it worth this premium that they're putting on this thing?
No
I don't
way.
know. To be honest,
No way. I
No.
track micro flash and NAND prices a lot just for like I need SD cards a lot. And that is a crazy markup, even for something that's branded. because branded cards is literally just like the paint that goes on top of the card itself. There's nothing they do to the card. They don't change the controllers. These are just stock parts that they get and repaint. So to see for 2 terabytes, 300, that's crazy. Okay, and that one maybe you could justify if you're just a huge Xbox fan. I don't know why you would, but 1 terabyte for 150 is probably the most insane one. You said that, right? 1 terabyte's 150.
Mhm.
Is that right?
It's basically
Dude,
like if you take the 70 for the 512 and then you just double it to the 1 terabyte and then
it's
double it
150.
again for the 2.
Yeah, dude, you can get SanDisk 1 terabytes right now for way under that, like around $90 off
Yeah.
Amazon. And those are A2 cards, good durability, and faster sustained read and writes. I think those cards you shared are not A2 class. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they say A1 on them.
Oh, let me pull this back up.
If I recall, the 2 terabyte models don't have the same speeds available yet as the smaller options, but that's exactly where I was heading. So I'm glad that you said that. You got to keep in mind that we're talking about a PC, and PC for quite some time now has been operating under SSD speeds, expectations at least. Micro SD is far from that. So it's only going to be for storage. Yes, you can run some games off of a micro SD, but when you think of the cost and the limitations that you have, despite the Ally being able to support better, it's not going to really be worth it. You're much better off buying a replacement drive, opening your Ally, and changing that drive. And it's really not that complicated. And this lady right below me makes great videos, usually covering these types of things. So definitely that's the better approach. And look, if you look at the specs of the Xbox Ally X, you'll see that it's UHS-2. And as someone that operates cameras, I understand the importance and the value of that. But in the SD market, you'll find them. In the micro SD market, they're pretty much non-existent. And if you find them, boy, you're going to pay a price in a leg. So an arm and a leg. So you're not getting that speed. You're not getting that speed. You're going to be stuck to UHS-1 if you want any sizable, decent storage space. And ultimately, it's just not built for running those big games, those big PC games, or those Game Pass games, except maybe indie titles, which, yeah, like it helps manage a potential issue that you'll have, but you don't want to think of that as your solution, is what I would want people to keep in mind.
Do we know how
Yep.
fast the NVMe drive is that comes with the Xbox Ally X?
I don't think we know, but
I don't think it's probably 500,000 or like 500,000, 5,000. It's probably 5,000 read write.
Yep.
Right?
That
That's
would
probably
sound
what it
about
is.
right.
Yeah, so that's like a little bit more than a Gen 3 drive topped out, pull into a Gen 4 drive. Because Gen 4 is like 7 gigabytes or 7,000.
Well, exactly. And this is the Gen 4 slot in there anyway. So for you to upgrade at a 2 terabyte NVMe 2280, you're paying less than the 1 terabyte micro SD card, and you're getting a faster drive altogether. Like, that's the way to go.
Yep.
It is. It is.
And I will definitely tear down mine, and there will definitely be a video of how to do it. It's going to happen on day one, even before I mean, I'm going to boot it to make sure it turns on, because I need to make sure that it turns on before I do anything. But after that, it's going off. I'm not even logging in yet. I'm cloning that drive to a bigger drive, slapping that in there on a video, and then I will expand the drive, to the full 2 TB. Or actually, sorry, I won't expand it to the full 2 TB. I'm going to separate and partition a smaller portion for the OS and then a second partition for just the games. And doing that makes it a lot better for your devices, especially if you need to like reinstall Windows for whatever reason. Then you don't need to re-download all your games and stuff again. It's already there. It's already on a drive. It's safe on the side. That's the best way to do this if you were going to make a change or look to upgrade your storage.
Or if you're looking to run both Windows and SteamOS or Bazzite, it's great to have a shared drive, especially with Steam, because they work with both. That's actually what I do on my F1 Pro, and it works amazingly well. So that's a great point, Nelly. And just to put that in real quick, UHS-1 micro SDs, you're getting, in best case scenarios, 104 megabytes per second. No,
Best.
megabits. You're right, megabits. So we're very, very, very far away from those
Very
internal
far.
speeds. Very, very far.
For that price, it's like criminal.
Yep.
Like
It is.
honestly.
Yeah, it is.
I-
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I can't believe they're going with UHS 1 cards. Like, I would hope the top end one is UHS class 2. At
It
least
does
you would
support
get
class 2, but the cards.
the card itself, that they're the branded ones.
Oh,
Or
all
the
the
branded
cards have
card.
a 1 on them.
So okay, put things in perspective. A 256 gigabyte UHS 2 micro SD, which will give you 280 megabit speed, is approximately $100. 256 gigabytes.
Jesus.
They're expensive. Like, if you're going up a class, the amount that you're paying is tremendously high.
Yeah, which I don't know. That might be a conversation for another time, but yeah, definitely these. I think at this point, SD is just kind of like, why are we doing this? You know, like it is
It's
too
cheap,
easy to
that's
just
why.
put in a
Yeah.
bigger, SSD into it. But
It should have been MicroSD Express.
Yeah,
To be
because
honest.
At minimum. At minimum. Yeah.
these companies, man, they're slow with adopting this new technology. It's kind of crazy. Like, I think this is a little bit off topic, but I think back to a few years when LP Cam was introduced, and that was supposed to come and replace SODIMM, and then all the companies just skipped it entirely and kept soldering everything to the board. Like, some of these standards, they just do not want to adopt. It's crazy.
Yep.
well, moving on to even more, probably overpriced. We're starting to see a pattern here.
He's starting to see it.
We got the ROG Bullwork. Don't ask me where that name came from. 7-in-1 USB 3 dock, HDMI 2.1. It's got, what is it, 3 A's? I'm looking here, 3 A's and a C, and then a C for the device itself, an Ethernet, and a 2.1.
Criminal.
$140.
Absolutely criminal.
It's an absolute steal at that price, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal it from the store.
Hey, it comes with a 6-inch,
Don't
like
let this man in your
90
store.
degree, from the device to the dock. I mean, come on, guys, like something.
I potentially have a hot take on these. I get where we're coming from, and yes, when you think that you can buy one off of Amazon for literally a quarter of the price that will have just as many ports, I get it. But I think the problem with these devices, we usually buy them just for convenience, just because you want to be ready for whatever situation that you may potentially encounter. The reality is, in most of my experiences using these devices, especially the cheap ones, if you're really leveraging all those ports, there's a very good chance that you're going to run into issues, because those logic boards are just not able to handle all that bandwidth. And that's where
What docks are you using?
Say what?
What docks are you using? Every cheap dock I've had was definitely able to leverage the bandwidth. Any bottleneck I had on a cheap dock was from the host
Simultaneously, like
device.
all the, I mean, look,
From the cheap, bro. It's
I'm talking like,
device.
I'm talking about off-brand ones. Now, you don't have to pay 140. That I can agree. Like, you could go for a U Green that will give you, and in my personal experience, U Green has been very consistent with performance. But like those no-name brands that are like, I don't know, called the Waiish, whatever, they've always failed on me. Like, if I'm using the Ethernet port, if I'm using all USB-Cs, and I'm not talking about pushing a controller on one of those USB-Cs, that weighs nothing in terms of bandwidth. But if you're having like drives and heavy stuff, you're likely to have something fail. And if you don't want to run into those situations, that's where, not that I'm advocating for the ROG Bullwork, but I would expect that at that price point, you have a pretty robust logic board on there. And then you have, probably convenience feature that I care zero for, but, access to Armory Create and adjusting RGB and blah, blah, blah. If you care for that, I don't. But, for the right consumer, sure.
I would be very curious to see what logic board they're using on that, because most of them, if not 99%, come from the same overseas ODMs. And the only difference between the Bullwork and another modern one is going to be this shell they put in there. I'm thinking like this one, this is a Steam Deck dock. It doesn't even have a brand on it. When I bought it, it was like no brand at all. I can do all those things. I can use all the USB-C ports, the Ethernet, and I can like actually push the drive, and the bottleneck. Oh, here we go. Listen, and the bottleneck comes from the device itself. Like, I think most stocks are fine. Like most.
Okay, you're lucky. I'll say it. You've been lucky, because at the very least,
not been lucky.
If we're gonna put bandwidth aside, how about the EDID? You're gonna tell me you've had all those resolution options on that dock? Maybe you have, but honestly, in my experience, I haven't. Oftentimes, when I go for the cheap stuff, I'm not getting that 1440p, 240 hertz. It's capped, and I'm not talking about limitations of the port. I'm talking about just what they put on there is it's cheap off the brand, not tailor made for all the potential use cases. But
yours has failed. You have ones that actually failed.
Yeah, like it's not a big deal, but you're playing a game and you're using all those ports, and suddenly you hear like doo-doo. Oh, USB goes off after a second, doo-doo, it's back up. That's a failure. Now, you may not make a big deal out of it, but that's a failure nonetheless. And if that failure includes a drive, which it has happened to me right in the middle of editing, dude, that's a major piss off. So it depends on what you do. And I understand if you're using that for a mouse, a keyboard, a controller, it doesn't matter. Get that $20 one. You don't even need a dock at that point. You can just use a USB-C hub.
A hub,
Right. But, I think
I think you've been unlucky. I think you've been
maybe
unlucky.
I have. They're pushing
Do
up
we
the basket
know?
to Canadians. Sorry.
Do we know if this comes with a power, like an actual outlet, like a power source?
For the love of
Because
God,
if it doesn't come with a brick,
even.
I don't think it does. I was
don't
looking
think it
through
does.
here
I'm
while you
looking
guys
through
were
it, and it
talking,
doesn't.
and there's somebody asked that question on the Best Buy
That's a
site, and an
huge
Asus
extra
rep said
cost.
no.
And on top of that, like not all bricks work. Like I've tried a Ugreen 100-watt one on different docks, like different dock systems throughout all those universal ones that you're trying, seeing which ones work the best. Ugreen, JSOX, the no-name brands. And not every dock will let you do like the turbo mode, like bypass through the dock onto the Ally with the charger, or it'll kind of do some weird screen stuff where it like doesn't want to like accept the screen because it's not pulling enough wattage from the source. Like there's weird funky things that can happen. So the type of brick that you're using with this will matter.
It will, but that's I'm so glad you brought this up, because that means that even though they're marketing it as a dock, it has to mean that it can also be used as a hub, which, for example, I reviewed a BenQ GR10 about a year ago, and that's an HDMI 2.1 dock that you can fully utilize as a hub. That also has value because, usually hubs and docks don't have the same quality, don't have the same amount of ports. I would assume that this doesn't need power, but if, of course, you bring power, to your point, Nelly, it's going to charge your Ally at the same time and stuff like that. But I wouldn't, I mean, even by the promotional material on their website, you're seeing them plugging a bunch of things without necessarily plugging power. So, yeah.
It looks like GG's sending us a note saying that an unboxing shows there is one in there.
Okay.
So I guess to be determined. It looks like it's a thicker brick in there, but like it doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah,
It doesn't say
on the specs. It's not listed, at least on the Best Buy website.
Not listed.
I know on their website. Dang.
I mean, maybe there's two versions. Maybe there's a version with a charger and without. I don't know.
Possible.
Oh wait,
I'll say those look like EU plugs, at least on that charger. So I don't know. Maybe
for that much money,
we get screwed over here on this side of the water.
No.
Oh, well, Zach, please don't say that. Please don't say that.
It says here on the spec page, travel anywhere, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but when traveling, it can even double as a quick USB hub. So that's another benefit that you have. I mean, it can be used without power.
I don't think this one comes with a adapter.
I'll say, I mean, their spec sheets just says package contents, dock, cable, manual, warranty card.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting one on this one.
That
Yeah, I mean,
is
I guess silver lining, yeah,
wild.
like to Clef's point, I mean, it's just, I mean, you got the upstream and the downstream port, so it can be standalone or, you know, bring some power to it. But I mean, I don't know if that's enough saving grace for me personally, but you know, we'll see.
Maybe they got a logic board to work with the Switch 1 and Switch 2, even
But
though they don't list it.
hey, maybe you could get the other new accessory is the new 100-watt charger dock. You know, we upgrade from the old 65 from the OG Ally. That's $100 now. You know, but it adds an extra USB-A port.
Yay.
Hey.
That's very kind of
And
you.
these accessories, yeah, it's
Xbox has always been weird with accessories, though. Like we were briefly talking about it before the show, but if you go back to when the Series X and S launched, and they had that proprietary storage plug thing, right? That was really bad and never in stock. Like what is with Microsoft and these like really weird accessories that they just do nothing with? I don't know. Long running tradition.
cash grab. Something.
They can't even cash grab right. Like they're not even doing that part right.
I don't know.
It's funny. Oh my god.
Maybe there's this one whale out there that's buying all these things.
Oh, you know there is. you know there is. Like it's the law of averages. There has to be at least one.
All right. Well, aside from all that dreariness, hopefully we can bring it back here. So we've seen a little bit more about the full screen experience, you know, whatever UI, whatever we're calling this on the Xbox Ally. I mean, seems like it's gonna improve stuff at least a little bit. I mean, is that enough to really turn the tide for this thing? Since you know we're getting supposedly coming to every other x86 handheld, pretty much.
It's absolutely fair not to be enthused about it because if we're being honest, especially for someone that knows those devices, that knows that market as I know you do, there's not a whole lot to be enthused about. If we're being honest, like in terms of having that 2 gigabytes that it liberates is great, but in terms of performance, you're basically gonna hit maybe an improvement on that 0.1% every now and then. It's not going to make that much of an impact. What the benefit truly is especially for people coming into the space that want something that is just ease of use, convenience, more Steam Deck kind of, console like experience. For that, I think it's great. And to be fair, in my mind, for me personally, those devices, I buy them primarily for gaming. So with that in mind, the fact that you can still retain things like lossless scaling, easy anti-cheat, all those tools off to the side, as well as your games, is cool. Honestly, I think it's neat. I think they did a great job, but at the same time, it's keeping that seamless, console-like experience. And on top of that, you can bring all those different storefronts. Look, is it a benefit? 100%. Is it the benefit that some people that know the market wanted it to be? No, it's not. And I think at this point, with what we know, including with the AI and tops, it's fair to assume that it just will never be, because that's not what the target is.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I'm excited to have something that is cooked into and not have to, do some jank, which was, all granted, very simple jank, but to get it on my other devices, I'm just happy to like open up a box and see it there. But at the same time, I hope people expect that it's not going to make your games play better. It's just going to make the whole experience more convenient. And that's the pivotal point of it.
I can respect that, me personally. If I'm thinking a little bit long term from here, I think Microsoft does have an opportunity to kind of, I guess, beat Valve at their own game. If they can really push this in cooperation with other PC handheld makers, I think they could really take that kind of this niche by storm. Like if you go to GPD, 1X Player, these other guys, Lenovo, whatever, and say, hey, we'll pretty much cut the entire rate for Windows keys in half for you, so you don't have to pay OEM prices. I think they would jump on this like that. So I do hope that Microsoft is working on building those relationships, because I do see that being a bigger selling point than, like you said, the RAM reduction and some of the other nips and tucks under the hood. It's the convenience factor really is the biggest selling point. Convenience factor and still having that access to like your games that work on Windows. That's really what it's for.
You know what they need to do with that? Because we already know, I think it's not going to be there on launch though, but we already know that they're going to have like a playability factor, much like you have on Steam Deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that they're also going to bring community settings where,
yes,
like, if we had that, that would completely elevate the full screen experience, because this way you're able, especially if you're not, someone that is super heavy into like settings and stuff, like you just want it to work at the best way possible. You have some presets that community made, and 1,000 people liked it, so it's a good one that everybody likes. Boom, you apply it, there you go. I'd love for Microsoft to ASUS in this case to do something like that down the road, but it would have to come from Microsoft, because I'd want it on every devices if possible, that can support the Xbox full screen. But yeah, I'm sorry.
That would be dope, dude. No, that's a great pivot. I would love that as well, because even Valve doesn't have that. We can share like controller profiles and things like that, but you can't share per game settings to the community, not through the OS. So I'm with you on that.
I'm actually a little bit excited to save some RAM, and that's just because the Xbox has, just that capped at 24. Like, well, not the Xbox, but the Xbox Ally X and regular Ally. Anyways, just because it's capped at that 24 gigs, anytime that we can save a little bit of RAM is like a good thing. And I think that we're going in a really good direction with having this option. If you go and look at some of the like previews now, like it just opening up the Xbox app on your PC, it'll pull some of your games in for you to have options, and you can kind of see them right now. But the thumbnails are all messed up. And I don't know if anybody else is as OCD as I am, but seeing the thumbnails as like some weird thing for like a game that is like a popular game, I'm like, I don't know why your thumbnail is not uploaded. Like, why can't you like please fix your thumbnail, because it doesn't make me excited about the full experience. Because if my thumbnails are all messed up on all my games, I'm like literally gonna have a tear rolling down. Like, how do I fix this? Can I manually change the thumbnail? Like, I need to fix all my games that are on here. But I am excited to see what that interface is going to look like. And again, like I mentioned earlier, with the eGPU piece of like how to make it work with that layer of Xbox on there. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out for everybody with eGPU support, with the Xbox interface, and just altogether. I think it's fun and exciting. And I don't know. We'll see how it is when I get my hands on mine.
Does anyone know? Because one area where I think the added RAM could be very valuable is, and this is something Microsoft did such a great job with Xbox, is sleep mode. Not the device itself, but the games. I'm talking specifically about the games. Putting your game on that whatever they call it, direct resume or whatever.
Quick resume, whatever.
Yeah, like if we eventually could have a feature like that is better integrated with the full screen experience, and especially utilizing that extra RAM. Of course, you wouldn't load like, I don't know, Borderlands 4 and Silent Hill F at the same time, but if you have like Silksong on the side when you're trying to load in between matches, that could be a cool feature that I'm sure some people, probably not everybody, but some people could leverage, and that extra RAM would play perfectly into the ability of being able to do that. But have they said anything about having a direct resume on the Xbox
I
One
have
X?
not heard them mention anything about it.
Okay.
I've been following the press releases. I didn't see anything about it, but I would love it.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
I guess before we wrap things up tonight, do we have any, closing comments, anything that, maybe something to chew on before we get out of here?
There's this foot pillow that Clef and I both have, and you got to get one of these if you're going to be rocking your Ally Xbox and just sitting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice.
No, but maybe I can throw all of us a question. Um, you know, with the Xbox Ally X being right around the corner, we also know that it is not the only device that will have at least the Z2E. Is there like any other devices that you guys think would be good to wait for, or better to just straight up push aside the Xbox Ally X for? Because there are some options out there, the Legion Go 2 being the one that is easily brought forward for everyone, but
I'll say,
there's
in my
also an
mind, I
MSI,
want to
isn't there?
shill for that because I just love that form factor. But then at that point, you're like, okay, well, why don't we just get a Win 5 or one of these 390, any other AI Max device that's about to come out.
That's another great
So I
point.
mean, that I guess like that's about the only thing that I really see with this Xbox Ally X is that it's the only one that didn't hit quadruple digits for a device that's
which we're $1 off if we're being honest, but
oh, hey,
After taxes, we
Yeah, after
hit.
tax, we definitely did.
but
technicalities, right?
Still, it is the HX370-ish that happens to be the lowest that we've seen. So with that in mind, it's still impressive. Like, it's still a good price point. That's why it's like it's hot and cold at the same time. But yeah, Legion Go 2, no one is going for that over the Xbox Ally X.
On a sale, I don't know. To Zach's point, now that we're kind of in this like, I don't know, upcharged pricing war, or whatever. If we're talking about HX370 performance, this is probably the one that I would go with. Now that I'm thinking about it, unless I really like the form factor, I don't think I would spring for a boutique device now versus this one if I was looking for that performance class, unless it has more RAM, which they typically do. So that's moot. But yeah, I don't know, because Zach's been talking a lot about the 395 devices, and the more I've been thinking about it, it really does kind of throw the market out of whack. Because if you have a Z2E that's $1,350 before tax, and then you have a Win 5 or 395 device that's like around 1,600. Oh, what becomes the better buy at that point if you just have money to burn, right?
Without tax, by the way.
Without tax. That's a very good point.
1,600 is for the bigger SKU. You can still go for 385 at 1,450 and get like a pretty uplift and performance.
That's right.
Yeah,
I didn't think about
yeah.
that. That's right. That's so true.
Because that's it. And I was thinking about that before I even got on the call with you guys, but the boutiques kind of had no choice, right? Because they've been leaning on the last year of HX370s. Like, we had HX370 since late 2024.
Yeah,
I think the F1 Pro was the first one to release with the HX370, if I'm not mistaken. So we've had it for about a year. The prices were fairly higher versus the Xbox Ally X, and we're not going to get quite HX370, but we're going to be close enough. So what do the boutique shops do to stay relevant? Now I understand the pivot. They don't have a choice. If they don't go max 395,
they're cooked.
They're cooked.
Yeah.
So we're getting 395s. Hopefully, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. At least with the GPD Win 5, we're getting a better APU at a super aggressive price to stay relevant. Hopefully, One X Player is going to follow, and I doubt it, because historically they're not going for cost efficient. But we'll see. But yeah, that's a great point. I think these are also options that people should consider if they're not set on an Xbox Ally X or Legion Go. And there's an MSI Claw, right? That's coming with the Z2E. Am I crazy?
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's the A8.
Should be. Anyway,
we don't know
if
the
it's
price
been
on that
like
yet,
the
right?
other one.
Well,
No.
You can get one on AliExpress right now, and it's $1,700 Canadian. 1,700 Canadian. If you want to get one shipped over, it's very expensive. So I don't know what that price point looks like, but it's going to be more than the last Claw, which is still more than this Xbox.
That's
like than the AI8. Like, that one is more expensive than this Xbox ROG Ally X. And yes, 7-inch screen is not great, but put some glasses on. just put some XR glasses on, and then we're good, right? Full screen experience with the glasses, that's probably even better because then you don't need to pull up a keyboard or anything. Your controller is king, right?
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
I think Zotac, if for some reason you're seeing this, you missed the boat. I mean,
Yeah, just
that device is the one that could have potentially pulled us away. It has a AMOLED, okay, 7-inch, but it has the HX 370. Where's the Zotac Zone Pro? Because it used to be Zotac Zone 2, now it's been rebranded to Zotac Zone Pro. But it's nowhere to be seen. Anyways.
There's some
Yeah.
great devices on the market, and while we're filming this, I mean, I don't know if it's still going to be, it should still be on, but the Steam sale is on right now. Go hit up the Steam sale. Go get some games that you're excited about at a discount so that you feel better about spending the money you just spent on a handheld that you're about to get. So
Great point.
that's my advice.
Yeah, excellent point.
Grab the free Epic Games title too.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things. If you have a Twitch Prime, go on Twitch and grab those Prime titles for free as well. And yeah, get excited
Absolutely.
for the device to play those new games.
Mhm.
And
We'll
hope
have
that your
something
thumbnails
to,
load properly.
soften the blow of dropping 10 stat,
Yeah, speaking of dropping money, I've been
in
listening to
Benji's.
Clef and you, Nelly. I think you guys convinced me. I think I actually might end up getting that lower end
footrest.
Xbox, not the footrest.
The footrest.
Well, maybe the footrest, but I think I might end up actually getting that lower end SKU for review. Like I was like, I'm not doing it like at all.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, ooh, I might have to do that because I don't think
Nelly
anyone's gonna review it
convinced
on
me
launch.
too.
I
Nelly,
don't know.
she
You're
did.
good. You're a good saleswoman. You're a good
She
saleswoman.
did. She did.
Thank you.
Like I was
Fortune,
not
no
pre-ordering
commission, no
one,
commission.
and the second we're done,
I'm like, I might have to
Yeah.
do that. Like, yeah, I might have to do that.
yeah.
It's exciting. Like it's exciting. It's the first one.
No, the lower end SKU is not exciting. But
No. The lower end SKU is not exciting. 100%. Don't get that one.
But
that's, no one's gonna review it though. That's like I think I might have to. Like, no
Yeah.
one's gonna review it. So
that's a great point. And I know it sounds crazy, and maybe it's because of having options, but I really am leaning a lot on those grips. I think those grips, as bashed as they have been so far, I think that will be the true gem that people are going to be like, you know what, this makes it so much more comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm betting that this will be a massive game changer because at the end of the day, those devices are so similar. So at least if you can lean on comfort and be able to just enjoy them for longer because it feels better, I think it's going to be a bigger deal than people let on.
For sure. And you got that footrest with that comfort. So
you do.
Yeah.
They should come both in.
Hence Stern is thinking of canceling the Win 5 because he wants the grip.
Take the money, you would save between the Xbox Ally X and like the Legion Go or the MSI Claw. You could you can put like a footrest in every room in your house.
Oh yeah.
True. I need one.
You won't regret it.
Yeah.
When I step out of my bed, that's when I need one too. Just when you're in the morning, you're just like getting ready to get up. Just get that footrest.
You know what? Those footrests have been working so hard. I'm gonna get a footrest for my footrest. How about that? It deserves it. There you go.
All right, guys. On that note, I think we're gonna get out of here. We've beat this dead horse. So, those of you watching at home, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Is this something you're gonna buy, or is this something we're gonna cool off on?
I'm sorry. I just been summoned by GG. GG wants me to let you guys know. Get in the Discord. Come have a chat with us. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right, what happened? What happened?
Wait. Is
He's
GG
been
here?
assimilated, you guys.
Yeah,
this is the beginning of the end.
My soul. What happened? I'm sorry, Zach. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. Absolutely. Yeah. Join us on the Discord too. So, till then, we'll see you next time.
It's
see you later.
A pleasure.
Thanks for watching.